No.
They never paid.
We never said we were going to go.
No, I'm talking the cancer guy. No. Oh. Oh, you guys have no idea who the potential client is. And hold on, are they paying him? I'm guessing it's going to represent workplace that ends up showing up to court.
All right. Court is now in session. So I'm just here presiding. You may be seated.
Correct, Judge. I think I just have one.
You do, but you have a co-defendant case, so I need everybody here. Ms. Lynch German, are you here on that, or are you here on something else?
I'm here on Mr. Williams.
Right. Hold on. All right. Who else are we're waiting for Mr. Conley?
You can wait on Conley for that one, Judge.
Yeah. All right. And then Ms. Jackson, you have a co-defendant case.
I do. Good morning.
Good morning. Is everybody here on yours? No.
No,
Okay. Counsel, what are you here?
I'm here on Haley Lewis. I think we're just
You have a
resetting.
co-defendant case. All right.
Judge,
Mr.
my client
Murray.
refused.
Judge, I'm waiting on Ms. Renetti.
All right. Mr. Basher, I know you're ready.
I can do one of my three.
Okay. Gotta start somewhere, Mr. Basher.
Carlos Cabrera.
Cabrera, let's go to Carlos Cabrera on page 6. C, 357-693, State of Nevada versus Carlos Cabrera. May the record reflect the defendant is present in custody. Mr. Basher is here on his behalf. Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. This is daytime set for a status check trial run. Mr. Pesci, how are you doing for October?
Before we got October of next year, I'm covering for Ms. Hawkins, who's out of the jurisdiction.
You thought I was going to tell you it was October of this year?
Yeah.
Next week?
Anyway, a little heart attack didn't hurt anybody. Everything seems to be on track as a representation that I was given to provide.
Okay. Mr. Pesci, anything that the state wants to add?
Nope.
Okay, this isn't set to October, so I'm gonna put you guys out into next year for the next status check. So we're gonna have a status check on this case, March 9th at 9 a.m. All right?
You can call it home, Your Honor.
Jones is already here? All right, let's go to page 13. C, 346036, State of Nevada versus John Jones.
He's in the Nevada Department of Corrections, Judge.
Okay.
This is up on a,
Jackman didn't like my real, yes.
yes, that's correct.
Okay, Mr. Batcher's here on his behalf, Mr. Batcher's here on behalf of the state. I have can I get all you guys to be quiet? I have a notification that the Nevada Supreme Court submitted this for a decision without oral argument on the 13th. So hopefully we'll hear something back from them soon. So you guys want to go about 45 days and see what's going on?
Sounds good, Judge.
All right, let's go to December 1st at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right? Ms. Clark, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
I said Miss Clark.
Oh, sorry.
Calm down, Clark. Ms. Clark, are you ready? Mr. Pesci, are you covering for Mr. DeJackmo?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I'm going to call Mr. Gaines.
you want to do Gaines first? Okay,
Yes.
that's Mr. Pesci's case, right? Let's go to page 15. C, 363209, State of Nevada versus Justin Gaines. May the record reflect that Mr. Gaines is present in custody. Ms. Clark is here on his behalf. Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. This is on for a pretrial conference. How are you guys doing for November 7th?
I think we're doing okay. I think we'll probably do a file review with the state, but I believe everything has been turned over.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other outstanding issues that we need to address this time. I did email an offer over to Mr. Pesci that he's meeting with some people he needs to talk to, and I suspect we might be able to reach a resolution.
Okay.
That's actually just, there's a
companion case that was encompassed in that proposed negotiation. I'm trying to speak with the deputy that has the other case.
All right. All right, so I'm going to let all of your dates stand. I'll see you guys back here for calendar call on the 27th. Mr. Gaines, you need to be prepared to be remanded to the Clark County Detention Center when you come down for calendar call.
Next week?
Yeah, when you come down on the 27th, so yeah, next Thursday, I'm going to remand you to CCDC so that Ms. Clark can get ready for trial, okay? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Tomchak, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to page 11. C, 321502, State of Nevada versus Joel Cruz. May the record reflect Mr. Cruz is not present?
HRT.
I'm sorry?
HRT transport.
Oh, why did I think he was in Is he gonna be on video?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to be. He's requested, yeah, he's requested not to be transported. Mr. Tomchak and Mr. Shinafi are here on his behalf. Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing for January 23rd?
We'll be ready January 23rd, as I mentioned to Your Honor previously, it's the same day as Branch Jones.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can pick your poison, what you want.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
Why don't we
Because,
go with ones where the defense is present?
well, that's what I was going to say, but I did sign the warrant to get Branch Jones here yesterday.
Neither of my clients will be present.
Right. I did sign the warrant though yesterday afternoon for Branch Jones and Darren Wilder. So if they're here, we need to address it. But we also need to have a discussion about a questionnaire. So at some point we're going to make a decision as to who's going and who's not, because we need to have a questionnaire discussion on both of these cases.
So when is this one set? I apologize, it's not mine.
This one is set on the 23rd, and so is Branch Jones, Wilder, and Watson. So let's do this. Let's see if the bench warrant works, because I issued the bench warrants yesterday, so I'm assuming they'll make attempts to get them here, and then we need to talk about a questionnaire. So what I'm going to do with this case is I want to set a status check on the death penalty questionnaire on December 1st. Status check on a death penalty questionnaire on December 1st at 9 o'clock. And then on that date, we will also address whether or not, because Mr. Pesci, Cruz is in your case. Who's
No,
Cruz?
it's Mr. DeJohn.
And I'll send a proposed questionnaire to Mark. I'm sure we'll have one worked out and submitted before that December 1st date.
Okay, so we'll have a stat check on a questionnaire and trial readiness on that day.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay? Thank you guys.
Your Honor, and that date will also carry over for Mr. Watson, the 12th.
Well, this is a different case, Mr. Attorney.
Okay,
Calm down.
thank you.
Calm down, I got you.
I'm afraid, Judge,
I'm
I'm
on top of
afraid.
this, I'm on top of this. Mr. Patrick, you ready?
yes, Your Honor.
What case are you in?
Levi?
Right, but who's, oh, Ms.
I
Bush is
have
here.
Isaiah Mitchell Levi.
All right, let's go to page 17 and 18.
Transport.
Okay. All right, let's go to, sorry, this calendar has a lot of pages. Let's go to page 17 and 18. C, 366015, State of Nevada versus Isaiah Levi. May the record reflect Mr. Levi refused transport today, so he is not here. However, he is in custody at the Clark County Detention Center. Mr. Patrick is here on his behalf. Ms. Levi is present in custody. Ms. Bush is here on her behalf. Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. All right, so this is all for a retrial conflict, but Ms. Bush had filed a motion to continue the jury trial date. It's calendared. I don't even think it was calendared.
It was, Your Honor.
I read it yesterday
It was
afternoon.
calendared for the 31st, Judge. I'm going to be out of the jurisdiction.
I'm here today, Mr. Patrick.
Oh.
Calm
I
down.
also filed a motion to sever it, that was probably the 20.
Okay, I've not seen the motion to sever, but I am going to hear, I mean, do you want me to hear the motion to continue today? I was prepared to hear the motion to continue today.
So you can have a motion to continue.
All right, I'm gonna hear the motion to continue today. I'm going to vacate the October 31st date. Mr. Patrick, anything you want to add to the motion to continue? Mr. Patrick,
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
anything you want to add to the motion to continue?
Well, Judge, we're opposing it, as you know. Mr. Levi invoked, he's ready to go. We've been working diligently. We have experts lined up. We have our witnesses lined up. We've talked to everybody. We would be absolutely ready to go. So we're opposing it because he does have a right to a trial within 60 days. I don't know what Dejanay's position is at this time, if this is something she wants or if this is just something her attorney wants. That would be interesting to know.
Well, I mean, but Ms. Bush has been on the case for 2 weeks. Mr. Pesci? I'm sorry, 1 week. Mr. Pesci?
Judge, the state has no oppositions as long as it's to both defendants, and I wouldn't know for the record as far as preparation, the defendant has refused to come to court.
Well, I mean, here's the situation. Ms. Bush has been on the case for 1 week, and when I appointed Ms. Bush, I believe it was last Thursday, when I appointed her, I literally said, there's just no way. I mean, this is a murder case. The defendant is looking at a life sentence. Ms. Bush cannot be prepared to handle this case in 1 week, nor am I going to force her. So the motion to continue is going to be granted. Both the defendants will remain invoked, as this is no fault of their own, so Mr. Levi will remain invoked. At this time, we will readdress the trial date when the motion to sever was just filed, so it doesn't have a court date yet. As soon as the motion to sever is set, then we will address the trial date at that time.
And I may supplement that, I don't have discovery, but I apologize because I was motion to continue to.
Okay.
And the severance was going to be based on that. I received discovery from Stilla's office, but it's missing significant amount of information. So I do ask the state to send me a copy of their discovery.
Sure. Okay.
And, the only other thing I would have is, I'm out of the jurisdiction on the 31st, which I
Okay, well,
know.
that's not gonna be the date.
No, I know, but if the motion to file or sever comes up with that date, I won't be here, so.
Oh, so you're saying you think it's gonna come up with that date?
It might,
because-
I mean,
Because the other one did, you're correct.
Correct.
And we did have motions set for the 7th, is that
third. And
So
then
the 3rd.
my motions were set for the 3rd.
All
I
right,
don't
let's
know.
do everything on the 3rd. Are you here on the 3rd?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, we'll do everything on the 3rd. The
Very
motion to sever needs to be set on the 3rd, November 3rd at 9 a.m.
I really apologize, I'm not going to be here on the 3rd.
You're not here on the 3rd?
No, I
Okay.
apologize, just that day.
Well, all Mr. Patrick's motions that day. So do you guys, I'm not here on the 10th. So,
Well, I guess,
we could do, I can give you a Monday or a Wednesday, that's fine. You just won't have a homicide day. I can give you a Monday or Wednesday, I don't care. You can do it on the 7th or the 9th. Oh, you're not here on the 7th, oh, you're not here on the 31st, right, Mr. Patrick?
I'm not here on the 31st, Judge.
I can give you the 7th or the 9th.
Either one works for me.
I'm good whenever.
Okay, Mr. Pesci?
That's fine, Judge, as long as it's not the 3rd.
Okay, it won't be the 7th. And yeah, I just can't give you the 10th because I'm not here. Let's do the 9th. Okay, so the motion to sever and all of the motions for the 3rd need to be set on the 9th. And then the jury trial and the calendar call it vacant.
Very good, thank you.
Okay? Ms. Jackson, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, you have all the parties here on Hennessy, Bauer, Eatman.
All right, let's go to page 1, 2, and 3. C, 368573, State of Nevada versus Travis Hennessy. May the record reflect that Mr. Hennessy is present at Liberty. Ms. Macknick is here on his behalf. State of Nevada versus Troy Eatman. May the record reflect that Mr. Eatman is present at Liberty. Mr. Langford, are you on Blue Jeans?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Langford is here on his behalf. State of Nevada versus Steve Bauer. May the record reflect that Mr. Bauer is present at Liberty. Ms. Jackson is here on his behalf. Ms. Weckerly is here on behalf of the state. This is the date and time set for initial arraignment. Ms. Weckerly, is this case going to death?
No, Your Honor.
All right, in light of that, are you guys prepared to go forward with the arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Langford?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Macknick, let's start with your client because he's the number one defendant. Mr. Hennessy, sir, what is your full name? How old are you?
36.
How far did you go in school? Do you read, write, and understand the English language? Sir, are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcoholic beverages at this time? No. Proceedings that are happening here today? Sir, are you familiar with the 6 charges that you're facing? Do you understand those charges? After those charges, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Sir, you have the right to have a jury trial set within 60 days. Would you like to invoke or waive that right? Okay. Let's go to Mr. Eatman. Mr. Eatman, sir, what is your full name?
Sure, Robert Eatman.
How old are you?
85.
How far did you go in school?
10.
Do you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Sir, are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcoholic beverages at this time?
No.
Do you understand the proceedings that are happening here today?
Yes.
Sir, are you familiar with the 6 charges that you're facing?
Yes.
Do you understand those charges?
Yes.
After those charges, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Sir, you have the right to have a jury trial set within 60 days. Would you like to invoke or waive that right?
Wait.
Okay. Mr. Bauer, sir, what is your full name?
Stephen Wright,
How old are you?
51,
How far did you go in school?
GED.
Do you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcoholic beverages at this time?
Okay.
Do you understand the proceedings that are happening here today? Are you familiar with the 6 charges that you're facing?
I am.
Do you understand those charges?
Yes.
As for those charges, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Sir, you have the right to have a jury trial set within 60 days. Would you like to invoke or waive that right?
Waive it.
All right, this case is going to be assigned to Department 6. This case is going to have a status check trial setting in Department 6. That date is?
October 26th at 9:30, Department 6.
Your Honor, there's one other matter on behalf of my client. I've spoken with Ms. Weckerly, and my client was released on bail in high-level monitoring. Due to circumstances since that time, she has indicated no opposition to him being lowered to low-level monitoring at this time.
Okay.
Correct.
In regards to Mr. Bauer?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Bauer's custody status will go to low-level monitoring and the bail that he already posted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Hennessy, I just want to make sure that the record does reflect that he is still released under the same conditions of the $60,000 bail and low-level monitoring. He is currently on those release conditions. Apparently, he was told by house arrest he had to go surrender today.
Yeah, I show he posted 50,000. Is it 50 or 60? The calendar says 50.
It's been 50.
Okay, he posted with low-level monitoring, that will stand.
Thank you.
And the same thing for Mr. Egan. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So do we surrender today or not?
No.
Your Honor, would it be possible to call Mr. Schmidt?
Yes, ma'am. Let's go to page 27. C, 368-820, State of Nevada versus Samuel Schmidt, State of Nevada versus James Holmes. May the record reflect Mr. Schmidt is present in custody. Ms. Matnick is here on his behalf. Mr. Holmes is present in custody. Mr. Sheik is here on his behalf. Ms. Weckerly, is this you?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Weckerly is here on behalf of the state. This is date time set for initial arraignment. Ms. Weckerly, is this going to death review?
It will.
Okay. Ms. Matnick, are you wanting to continue the arraignment until after the death review?
Yes, Your Honor. Additionally, we would just ask to pass this. I mean, I guess at that point we'd be pushing it longer, but this is Mrs. Slack's case and she's out of the jurisdiction.
Okay.
So we were just going to ask to pass it a week from today and not go forward with anything today, but if the state.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and continue it to November 3rd for death review. November 3rd, and Mr. Sheik, are you okay with that?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue this matter to November 3rd at 9 a.m. for death review.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ms. Conley's on, I believe, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Conley, are you on Blue Jeans?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let's go to page 19, 20, and 21. C, 356650, State of Nevada versus Marcus Covington. State of Nevada versus Deshaun Williams. State of Nevada versus Marcus Parker.
Mike, back up.
Okay.
I stand up.
All right. May the record reflect Mr. Covington is present in custody. I appointed Karen Conley at the last court date. If we please have the calendar reflect Karen Conley is the attorney of record. She is present in blue jeans. Mr. Williams is present in custody. Ms. Lynch German is here on his behalf. Mr. Parker is not present as he was disruptive downstairs and was not transported. Mr. Nobles is here on his behalf. Mr. Giordano, do you have this or Mr. Pesci?
Neither.
It's Mr. Dickerson's case.
If it's not substantive, I can stand.
It's the status check trial readiness. Mr. Giordani is here on behalf of the state. All right, so this is the date and time set for status check trial readiness. Let's go in order of the defendant numbers. So we'll start with Mr. Parker. Mr. Nobles, how are you doing for February?
Judge, I believe I'm on track at this point.
Okay. Let's go with defendant number 2, which would be Ms. Lynch German. How are you guys doing?
We are on track as well, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Conley?
Yes, I'm not on track. This is where I'm at. I have all my experts in place and my investigator in place. Regarding my client, this is largely a circumstantial evidence case. And so, given that fact, I have to have all the forensics examined. That hasn't been done yet. It's in process. They have the information they need. Whether or not I would be ready in February is, depends upon largely what happens with the analysis of the forensics, and also whether or not my investigation is complete. There's also another issue I'd like to address which pertains to the severance. I know that you already denied the request to sever, which was filed. The motion was filed by one of the co-defendants, and my client joined. I don't have the benefit of a transcript of the hearing, but it's my understanding from the minutes that the representation that was made by the state was that the statements of the two co-defendants could be sufficiently redacted. I reviewed those statements. All three gave statements. However, my client was basically a denial, and he didn't say anything implicating the other two, unlike the statements from the other two defendants, which implicate each other. Now, whether or not a redaction is going to be sufficient to remedy the Bruton issues remains to be seen. So what I'm going to request is for the state to provide those redactions, because based upon those redactions, I may file an additional motion to sever, which just pertains to my client, because both of the co-defendants talked a lot and made statements that implicate my client, and I'm not sure that just a redaction is going to be sufficient to remedy the prejudice and the Bruton issues in this case. So I don't want to file a motion to continue the trial. It would be too early for me to do that because I need to wait and see what how my investigation is going and how my forensic analysis goes. But I may have valid grounds for severance, so my intention would be to file that first and then to go from there. So if I could get those statements with the redactions that the state intends, that would be very helpful.
Mr. Dickerson?
Your Honor, if I provide those statements, I'm going to provide them to you in camera.
Okay. If you can do that, Mr. Dickerson, if you provide those to the court in camera, we'll have a status check regarding this on December 8th at 9 a.m.
Thank
you.
you.
You can file whatever motions you deem appropriate.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Conley, can you call me?
Ms. Conley, your client is requesting that you call him.
Sorry.
Sorry, sir, I was making an attempt. All right, Ms. Renetti, Mr. Ridgeroli, are you guys ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to page 12. Let's go to page 12, C, 307515, State Matter versus John Drew Lachaud. May the record reflect Mr. Lachaud is present in custody. Mr. Ridgeroli is here on his behalf, and Ms. Renetti is here on behalf of the state. What's going on with Ted Matraka?
Judge, may we approach?
Yes. made by Mr. Ridgeroli at the bench. Mr. LaShaw, I'm gonna ask Mr. Ridgeroli to make a filing under seal with this court as to what the request is going to be. And we're gonna have a status check regarding that filing on November 17th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge, I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm gonna do all of the status checks. Ms. Robinson, are you on Blue Jeans? Okay, Mr. Grasso, are you ready on Ruiz?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
On Ruiz?
I have a couple cases, but I'm ready on Ruiz.
Well, Guerrero's going last. So
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. Let's go to page 9, C, 344155, State Nevada versus Giovanni Ruiz. May the record reflect Mr. Ruiz is present in custody. Mr. Grasso is here on his behalf. Mr. Schwartz is here on behalf of the state. This is date and time set for a status check trial readiness. Mr. Grasso, how are you doing for July?
Your Honor, we're doing fine. So far, I can report to the court that my psychological evaluation that has taken some time because of COVID, and my psychologist is a Dr. John Mack, who's in New Jersey.
Okay.
And the family paid for him privately.
Okay.
And he's actually, it's been 2 trips here, 2 trips with each review being 2 days long.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to be getting the report in January.
Okay.
On that, so that's moving along, the mitigation's moving along, so we're right now on track, unless something comes up that I'm not foreseeing, we're on track.
Okay, Mr. Schwartz, what about to say?
Aaron, state will be ready.
All right. All right, let's have a status check regarding this case on February 9th at 9 a.m. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, we call the McDonald Lewis case.
Yeah, is everybody here?
I think so.
Let's go to page 22 and 23. C, 354464, State Nevada versus Christopher McDonald, State Nevada versus Kaylee Lewis. May the record reflect that Mr. McDonald is present in custody. Mr. Basher is here on his behalf. Ms. Lewis is present in custody. Counsel, we have your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Colleen Savage on behalf of Mr. Lewis.
All right, Mr. Schwartzer and Mr. Dickerson are here on behalf of the state. This is our status check for DNA and resetting the trial. What's going on with the DNA?
Yeah, we sent the day that we talked about the DNA, we sent the DNA reports to the defense counsel. So
Okay. So you guys have those?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are we ready to reset the trial then?
It was my understanding we were going to push this hearing for the purpose of having all counsel present with their availability. I know that Tony Score is currently in trial, and therefore I'm covering this hearing. So if we could push this hearing briefly, that would be preferable.
All right, can you tell me, I'm assuming, I heard they're gonna finish next week, is that true?
I believe so, yes.
All right, so let's continue this out 1 week, October 27th at 9 a.m. for trial set.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Is Mr. Westbrook coming, Mr. Coffey?
Judge, he is actually in justice court. I was going to cover that for him.
Okay. Let's go to page 14, C, 365398, State Nevada versus Dennis Commodore. May the record reflect Mr. Commodore is present in custody. Mr. Coffey is here on behalf of Mr. Westbrook. Mr. Giordani is here on behalf of the state. Mr. Coffey, I don't see anything filed with the Supreme Court.
So here's my understanding, Judge. There was a question as to whether or not a writ of mandamus is going to be filed, is my understanding.
Well, Mr. Westbrook had represented a couple of calendars ago that he wanted a stay, which I granted back in June, because he was going to writ this court's decision based on the justice court stay and the state going to the grand jury.
And here's what I believe is going on with that. There's an appeal in this case that's due November 7th. I'm not sure exactly procedurally how there's an appeal in addition to the writ of mandamus. But the appeal is due on November 7th, and he said he anticipates filing the writ of mandamus shortly after that appeal is filed.
All right, well, here's the deal. I mean, there's nothing filed, so basically this case is just lingering in the system. So I'm going to give him one more continuance, but if nothing is filed in the Supreme Court, by the next time that we come here, then I'm going to remove the stay on this case, and this case is gonna go forward, because we've been here since June, and there's nothing filed.
Understood.
All right, so I'm gonna continue this matter to November 17th at 9 a.m., but if nothing is filed in the Supreme Court, the stay is gonna be lifted, and this case is gonna proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Carver, stand right where you are. Let's go to page 16. C, 312802, State of Alabama versus Lakeisha Holloway. May the record reflect that Ms. Holloway is present in custody. Mr. Coffey and Ms. Clark are here on her behalf. Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. All right, this is on for a status check with the doctor going to the jail. How's that going?
So I've tried to get a hold of Dr. Bradley several times. There was a staffing issue, and I've not got return calls at this point. I've tried 3 times, I think, since the last court date. Now, the good news is, someone seems to be doing very well.
But you haven't seen Dr. When's the last time you saw Dr. Bradley?
We had some in July.
But how are things going even though you're not seeing him?
Everything's great.
Okay, I'm really glad to hear that. So everything is progressing?
Progressing. With the court's permission, I will reach out to Dr. Bradley, and it might be helpful if the court would tell me to do that, so I can relay that to Mr.
The court is going to order you to reach out to Dr. Bradley, and if you need the court to intervene in any way, just let us know, and, you know, we'll do what's necessary. Because I've had some medical issues with another defendant in regards to inside the jail, so let me know if this is something you need the court's intervention on.
Very good. I appreciate it. I will relay that.
All right. All right, Ms. Howard, we're going to let you go for a couple months, and then we're going to come back here for another status check, okay? All right, December 8th at 9 a.m. Thank you, guys. Mr. Abitangelo, are you ready?
I got baby in Carmona.
Yep, let's go to page 24, C, 366471, State of Alabama versus Fabian Carmona. May the record reflect that the defendant is present in custody. Mr. Abitangelo is here on his behalf. Mr. Giordani or Mr. Pesci?
I didn't dismiss it, nobody wants to go forward.
Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. This is on Carmona. So here's the deal, Mr. Abitangelo. The co-defendant isn't on calendar until next week.
And that's what Mr. Martinez informed me of, that his case got vacated because of the writ.
Yeah, so can you come back next week so they can be here together?
That'll work.
All right, so we're going to continue this matter to October 27th at 9 a.m. When the co-defendant comes.
Sounds good, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Coker, are you ready?
I am.
All right, let's go to page 4, C, 368149, State of Alabama versus Asuna Lopez. Please record reflect that he is present in custody. Mr. Coker is here on his behalf. Mr. Flynn is here on behalf of the state. This is date time set for a continued arraignment. Mr. Coker, are you ready for the arraignment?
Your Honor, we have the matter negotiated. There was an additional consideration by the state that was put in last time. We were supposed to be here, but it wasn't on calendar.
Yes.
So we renegotiated. It's a better offer. Once I get the guilty plea agreement, we'll have it signed and we'll file it with the court.
All right,
Looks
so
like Bill's going to hand it to me right now.
okay.
There is one additional factor that neither you or I knew about that needs to get taken care of. This just popped up today in the system. Oh, okay. So what I'd like to do is talk to the deputy I negotiated with and see if the new matter that just popped up today could be packaged together.
All right, how long do you want?
A week. Well, do what next? I'm not going to be here next Thursday, so
Wednesday?
Wednesday would be great.
I can do Wednesday. October 26th at 8:30.
But the matter is resolved, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Ornos, are you ready on Jones?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, let's go to page 25, C, 356603, State of Alabama versus Yvonne Jones. And the record reflect Mr. Jones is present in custody. Mr. Ornos is here on his behalf. Mr. Pesci is here on behalf of the state. We need to reset the evidentiary hearing on this case, right?
Well, possibly, Your Honor. I would like one more shot at talking with Mr. Jones. we've been back and forth on this issue, and an evidentiary hearing may in fact be unnecessary. So I would ask for one last status check of a couple weeks, and if I don't make headway, then I'll exchange dates with the case, and we can run those by the court and set an evidentiary hearing.
Okay? All right, we're going to continue this matter to November 3rd at 9 a.m. to set an evidentiary hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Is Mr. Helmick here? All right. All right, hold on. 1 second. Who do you have left? Goes on to you. So you guys want to download this week? Okay. Miss Joby, I apologize, but Mr. Helmick is not here, so the jail's gonna download, and we're gonna start the sentencing on Halseth and Guerrero.
Okay, thank you.
And there are 6 victim speakers, so.
Fair enough.
I apologize, I know you're here. Well, he must be an accident, and that's the reason that we're back here. Mr. St. Peter? Okay, just checking. Ms. Robinson, are you on Blue Jeans? Everybody's in place. All right, let's go on page 8 and page 10. C 356205, State Nevada versus Sierra Halseth, State Nevada versus Aaron Guerrero. May the record reflect that Ms. Halseth is present in custody. Mr. Samp is here on her behalf, and Mr. Guerrero is present in custody. Mr. Grasso is here on his behalf, and Ms. Wackerly is here on behalf of the state. This is the date time set for sentencing. Are both parties prepared to go forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Can counsel approach? State, it's my understanding that you have victim speakers. How many do you have?
We have 4 speakers, Your Honor.
4, okay. And pursuant to statute, would you like them to speak last?
Yes, please.
All right. State, you had stipulated to a sentence in this case. Anything you would like to add, Ms. Wackerly?
Your Honor, as long as the court's following the stipulation, the state will submit it.
Okay. Ms. Halseth, what, if anything, would you like to say before I pronounce sentencing on this year? You clear your letter.
Your Honor, my biological father has traumatized me, trauma that I still have to work through every day. I've never had any problems, and I've always been a positive influence among my peers and adults. I was always sure of myself and would work hard and passionately. But when my biological father took control of my life, I've never felt so lost, hurt, and so very confused. I realized that everything I knew was taken away from me. I miss my family and friends, but you didn't allow me to contact them. They're bad people, and I need to do better. My biological father abused and neglected me. Not only did he hit me and put his hands on me, but he shaved me, touched me, sexualized me, molested me, slapped me, kissed me, as well as letting others do the same. He sexually harassed and abused me. Sometimes I would just be laying in bed and he would barge in and jump on top of me and just lie there. He would slam my door open, yell at me, then walk away. He degraded me constantly. He was a very vulgar and sexual guy. He would also whisper in my ear a lot forcefully. He would tickle me so much to the point where I wasn't laughing, and I told him to stop over and over. He liked to massage me. Once he was editing pictures of this girl that was 98% nude. He told me to stay with him in the room until he was done. He wanted me to look at this girl. He said, "This is how it's done, and you want your boyfriends to see you this way." I told him I was asexual and that I prefer girls, but he said that's all a lie. You're too young to understand any of that. He commented on my appearance a lot. Be more revealing, be sexy. He would make fun of my baggy clothes and say I look homeless. He asked for that same girl to let me use some of her clothes and outfits to be more of a woman. He took pictures and videos of me when I told him no or that it made me uncomfortable. As for Joey, a friend of my biological father, I told him that Joey was being sexual with me too, but he said it was because I was tempting him. I showed him the text messages between Joey and me, where Joey had said he was masturbating to me and was asking for voice messages from me, saying things that he wanted me to say and how he wanted me to say it. In those text messages, I told him, "No, or please stop, I don't want this," or I would make excuses that my voice message wouldn't work. My biological father just laughed and blamed it on me again. I told him about it a second time a few months later, in front of a girl that was living with us, and that's when he pretended to be concerned and said, "Honey, why didn't you tell your father about this?" He used me for attention a lot. My biological father knew there was something going on with Joey and me. He also knew that he was a drug addict and a pedophile. He joked about it and normalized it too. Sometimes when Joey and I were alone together, my biological father would call me beforehand. "Oh, make sure he doesn't try to have sex with you," in a joking manner. Another time, my biological father and me were driving in his car, and the AC was broken, so it was very hot. He said, "It's so hot I feel Joey playing with himself." He encouraged Joey to do things like buy me ice cream and take care of me. He forced us both to drink with him. One night, my biological father invited Joey over for a drink. He wanted Joey to stay the night, but Joey was freaking out and insisted he go back to Peggy's because he strongly believed he would rape me if he were to stay. He was persistent in telling my biological father that, but the response was all, listen, don't be weak now, Joey. Don't be tempted. Look at her, you won't hurt her. Be a man, sleep with me, not my daughter. You won't do anything. Listen. He kept getting in Joey's face and locking him in place, convincing him to stay. There were many other times. Just about everybody knew there was something going on, or was suspicious of Joey doing things to me. He was doing things to me. He always had plenty of opportunities. He would come over to my house alone and he would drive me places alone too. He would do many things to me in front of my biological father, but he just pretended like he didn't see anything. I was 15. He let guys cut my hair also. I would cry, but he said, honey, it's all dead hair, it's all dead. It doesn't mean anything. Sometimes Aaron's actions reminded me of my father. When it comes to substances, I am no fan. I wanted to be clean and develop well, but my biological father wanted me to drink. I would have a cup nearby to me. He would keep refilling it with alcohol for me to drink. I told him I couldn't swallow, that it hurt, or I don't want it. I want to spit it out. He would grab me and yell at me every time. Come on, daughter, swallow. It's not bad. Don't be weak. Come on, suck it up. Swallow my dada. Do it. He would start screaming. I felt like puking often. He said, keep it in, daughter. Hold it in. The times when I couldn't or spit it out, he would call me weak and or make me try again until I got it right, or just walk away. We would go to the store sometimes where he would buy alcohol. He said he wanted me to try this one and that one and handed me the bottle. I said, am I supposed to be holding this? He said, oh daughter, why are you holding that? I'll make sure the camera doesn't see. My biological father abused drugs and alcohol. He forced others to drink, but on his own. It was scary to me. He drank heavily every day. He would come home drunk, and that's when he's most aggressive. He locks me in place and starts pushing me and hitting me around. He gets angry with me about things that happen at work or people that upset him or that he's jealous of. He would take everything in his life out on me, forcing it into me. He pushed me in a pool one time when he was so drunk, talking about how my mom and him met, which brings me to the stalking. I saw how he treated women. He dated a lot of them, married a few, cheated on each of them, and then stalked them physically, online, etc. Sometimes I would get panic or anxiety attacks. but he told me that I was pretending. He didn't want me to go to school, he said truancy. He said I can teach it better than school can. I think he has schizophrenia. He also acts like Jim Carrey in the movies. He ignored the rules. He would tell me all about custody, court, and say, this is what we want, this is what we don't want. Sometimes I wondered, is any of this normal? My biological father encouraged illegal activity. He said it was okay, and it's okay because your dad is here, and it's okay because your dad knows about it. A few years ago, he was arrested and convicted for battery, coercion, and open and gross lewdness. I saw he was usually and often involved with the police. Police showed up on him many times. I saw it when I was younger, and as I was growing up too. I saw how he manipulated the officers, how he lied and made up stories, and not give all the details, wanting more to look on a piece of paper, etc. Lastly, the only time CPS was ever involved with my family was with my biological father. When CPS was involved, he would always monitor and or tell me what to say. He told me to hide the alcohol and clean up. When CPS did come by in person, he was sometimes out of state, leaving me all alone in the house for weeks and months on end, sometimes with random strangers coming by, or even living with me. There was never food in the house, and he refused to pay the bills, and the AC wasn't working. He gave multiple people keys to the house. He told me that my mom was the one doing things wrong, and that I was ungrateful. He lied to his family, friends, and random strangers about his life, and how my mom was a terrible person, and that he was a great father. My biological father has traumatized my siblings, me, and the rest of my family. He terrorized all of us, and has left permanent scars in our hearts and lives for many years. Thank you.
Good. Mr. Sanford, anything you would say before I pronounce this answer?
Your Honor, if the court is inclined to follow the terms as specified in the settlement conference.
I am. Okay. Mr. Guerrero, what, if anything, would you like to say before I pronounce sentence against you?
To the Halseth family, I'd like to start off by saying I'm sorry for what I did. I was a kid who made a huge mistake, the biggest of many that I can't take back. Wish every single day that I could, that I could give my life to bring his back. I wish I could do something for those who loved him, to stop their suffering and mourning, the same way I would suffer if someone was taken from me that I love. My only hope now is that the Halseth family finds a way to forgive me. He did not deserve to pass in such a horrible way. He was a way better man than I'll ever be. I ask for your forgiveness as I get sentenced today, and I hope it brings you a little peace. I want these years to repent and endure the consequences of my actions. So when I might get the chance of release one day, I'll be able to say I learned my lesson. That's all I would like to say. Thanks for allowing me to speak.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Mr. Russell, is there anything you would like to say before I pronounce sentence?
Your Honor, again, I know the court, this is the type of plea agreement where I believe the court's going to follow the recommendations of the parties. So I'm going to submit it. I would just say that that's probably, that was a letter that I just saw today for the first time, his statement. And it's probably one of the better statements I've heard from a defendant being sentenced in years. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. State.
Benjamin?
Yeah. Can my friend sit down?
Yes. And sir, just before you start speaking, can you raise your right hand? The clerk's just going to swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your full name, spelling your first and last name for the record.
Benjamin Allen Halseth.
Sir, what would you like to tell me today?
I would like to say thank you, Judge, for allowing me to speak. And my brother was a great father, brother, son, uncle, and friend. All he wanted in life was to be good dad to his kids. He loved them more than anything in this world and hasn't done anything for them. A while back, I met up with a few of his friends at his gravesite. They told me stories about how he would always help them through tough times in their lives. He would show up just at the right time like an angel. Not even knowing that they needed him. A selfish and humane act by his own daughter and her boyfriend has taken him away from us forever. Now he's not even around for his family, and I miss him every day. Our family wasn't able to choose their punishment, but they both should have gotten death for the life they took. 20 years will never be enough for taking Dan away from us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here.
Your Honor, the next speaker is Thomas.
Okay, can you slide this over just a little bit and then just have them stand at the table? Just so we don't get passing that. So if you can just leave that right in the middle of the way right there. Yeah, you can put that right in the middle.
Okay.
And then just look at you slide that right there. Perfect. And then so you can stand at the table. Be in the and so if you could just raise your right hand and can you see the clerk? Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please state your full name, spelling your first and last name for the record.
Thomas Halseth.
Go ahead, sir. What would you like to tell me today?
Dear Honorable Judge, my brother, Daniel Halseth, was the most loving, compassionate, and talented person I will ever know. He selflessly coached me through everything a father would have taught his kid. He taught me how to ride a bike, ride a motorcycle, and drive a manual car. Dan was more than a big brother. He was my mentor after our father passed away. I was 12 years old when my father passed away, and he was 17. When he would come home from college, he would spend as much time with me as he could. I immensely looked up to him, and words cannot express how much I loved and appreciated him stepping in as not only a brother, but as a father. The times I have with my brother will be cherished forever. He had so much confidence, was not afraid of what people would think. I wish I had a quarter of that confidence he had. He would never reveal he was having a bad day. He taught me that life can be okay, even if it wasn't. Dan found the positive in every negative situation. He would give a shirt off his back to help someone in need. He documented everything, like his life would one day be told. I just wish it was when he made it to an old age, and not something out of God's hands. They took something away from me that I cannot ever get back.
pray that you take the freedom away and never give it back. I can hear my brother asking me to forgive. And to be honest, I'm not sure that's even possible. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for being here.
Leslie?
Aaron, if you could just raise your right hand.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please state your full name, spelling your first and last name for the record.
My name is Leslie Marie Halseth.
And ma'am, what would you like to tell me today?
Your Honor and court staff, my name is Leslie Halseth, eldest sister to our beloved Daniel. And for the record, our last name is pronounced Hall, H-A-L-L, Seth. And that's for the media because they say Hal, but it's Halseth. Daniel was a blessing to our family. He walked and talked with kindness, honesty, and was always respectful of others. Daniel was passionate about many issues, always doing something to honor our veterans and other brave men and women and our first responders. In his life, Daniel was always first to step up to the plate, to take action when some things needed to be done, especially for family, friends, pets, and others in his community. Daniel was a great father. He was equally caring to each of his 3 children. Daniel was a musician, a true virtuoso, and our champion. There is more to what Daniel represented and meant to each of us individually. Family here in court today, but plus family, friends watching via Blue Jeans. Each of them wrote their impact statements to the court. In your honor, I pray these statements were received and attached to the co-defendants' cases. My impact statement. Sierra Halseth and Aaron Guerrero, you both left behind a huge amount of criminal evidence. You are both guilty of brutally murdering Daniel, our beloved one. On April 21st, I received a phone call from my sister-in-law, Norma, our matriarch of our family. She mentioned Daniel's name. He was murdered by the hands of his daughter, Sierra and Aaron. And I said, who the heck is Aaron? I was in shock, confused, and mad as hell by these horrendous violent crimes done to our beloved Daniel. Every family member and friends were reaching out for answers, and the news just kept rolling in, more news. I immediately called my daughter, Amanda, to tell her the news that Daniel was murdered. I was still in shock. Amanda was very close to Daniel, and they talked every day for that past year, every day. Amanda was very close to Daniel. How does one comprehend a savage attack against Daniel by the hand of his own daughter together with Aaron? Their crimes are totally unforgivable. Our family and friends around the world surely agree getting over Daniel's death is something we will struggle with for the rest of our lives. It's very important for me to say to these two, as seen in your YouTube, I say to you, wipe that smirk off your faces because someone else will. And I have some quotes from Leviticus and Exodus. Whoever causes injury to another person must receive the same kind of injury. The punishment that must be paid is a life for a life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. And of the 10 Commandments, these 4 stood out to me. Honor your father and your mother. Honor your father. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. And you shall not steal. At sentencings today, Your Honor, I pray that both defendants, Sierra Halseth and Aaron Guerrero, receive the maximum sentence allowed with no option for parole. I pray that the death penalty be imposed on both defendants, Sierra and Aaron. And note to defendants, you both have lost all your rights in our society. I believe you both together violently murdered Daniel. These two are the danger to others within and out of prison. I pray they are never paroled. Lastly, I have a message for family and friends. I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do. If you can't cope, I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight, and I won't let go. Daniel and Evan, I love you. And lastly, Honorable Judge Tierra Jones, I offer my respect to the court sentencing today for allowing me to speak on behalf of my brother, Daniel Wendell Halseth, and love to our family here in court and at home watching via Blue Jeans. Daniel's eldest sister, Leslie Halseth. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
You do solemnly swear to for the record.
Christine Ellen Halseth. And spell it?
It's okay, ma'am, we got it.
Okay.
It's okay. What would you like to tell me today?
First off, thank you, Your Honor, for giving us your time to express the impact of my son's brutal murder has had on. I'm really shook, sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
As the impact my son's brutal murder has had on countless family and friends. Grief takes on many shapes: shock, dismay, disbelief, agony, outrage, vengeance, depression, paralysis, despair. And it's hard to give them all a voice in a statement such as this. At various times since April 9th, 2021, each of these has had a voice in my mind for various lengths of time, sometimes alone, sometimes in pairs, and sometimes in unison. But today, let me just speak as the mom of a murdered son, as the son of my beloved son, Daniel Halseth, on my piano, a piano my son, who played since he was a young boy, sits a box full of hundreds of cards, sympathy cards, that I cannot bear to open. I know what they will say. They will tell their stories of how he impacted their lives, how he encouraged and prayed for their success. He spoke sincerely, with compassion and encouragement. Daniel's entire life was dedicated to helping people and being of service to anyone he came across. He spent time with the homeless, spent countless hours with veterans suffering from PTSD. When anyone needed a hand, he showed up to help. But first and foremost in his life was the love of his children. He referred to them as my little miracles. He was a proud dad, and when I would see the 4 of them together, whether in Hood River or Texas or Vegas, his whole self was animated with such joy and love. He was so happy, and I loved seeing that.
But for reasons I will not get into, his dream of family was thwarted at every turn. Once the children returned to their mother, she would not permit the children to have contact with any of the Halseth family, and never understood why. Daniel struggled to maintain contact with his children and was successful, even though difficult. When Sierra called her dad and said she was in danger at her mother's house, Dan stopped everything to rescue her. He bought a house in Vegas in the same school district so she could be with her friends. He had hopes that his miracles would come and ride bikes, go camping, and he bought all the stuff to make that happen. He was so excited about his son Jordan's graduation from high school that he never got to see. I am haunted by the description of his death that I read in the papers in relation to his murder at the hands of his own daughter. Where did the evil come that was bred into a soul that murders their own father, stab, drag his lifeless body down the stairs, desecrate a body with a saw in the garage, and then burn him? Was that really laughter in a YouTube video, bragging about what had been done to my son? Why not steal the car, the stupid money, run off to wherever, and leave my son with those that loved him? This barbaric murder has left this family devastated. Medication and counseling does not stop this pain in my heart. He would gladly have given his life for any of his kids, but this, we are confident, Your Honor, and in hopes that you will implement this judgment, which will confine these murderers to countless days and hours behind prison walls, alone and haunted with their own visions of Daniel's final moments and what they did to his poor lifeless body. Every night, I am left with a picture, and it's this picture of bewilderment, seeing his daughter stabbing away his last breath, and with tears in his eyes, looking up at her and asking just one final question: why? Thank you, Your Honor. And thank you, Aaron.
Your Honor, that concludes this because that woman will be addressing the court this morning.
Okay. Mr. Stanton, Mr. Grassoff, you and your clients can please stand. All right, we'll start with Ms. Halseth. This is a very, very tragic situation. I wish that there was something that I was going to say, or Ms. Beckett, can you hear me? I wish that there was something that I was going to say or something that I could do that would stop all the suffering that is going on at the hands of what happened here today. But unfortunately, that's just not what the court can do at this point. So I am going to oppose the sentence that was agreed upon by the parties. Ms. Halseth, in accordance to the laws of the state of Nevada, you're going to be adjudicated guilty on count 1, conspiracy to commit murder. Count 2, first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon. Count 3, first-degree arson. Count 4, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 5, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 6, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 7, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 8, conspiracy to commit robbery. And count 9, robbery with use of a deadly weapon. In addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, the $150 DNA testing fee, the $3 DNA assessment fee, you're going to be ordered to pay $2,125 in extradition fees. You're also going to be ordered to pay $5,000 in restitution to victims of crime, and that'll be done jointly and severally with the co-defendant. On count 1, you're going to be sentenced to 48 to 120 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. On count 2, you're going to be sentenced to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 20 years has been served, plus a consecutive 24 to 60 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for the deadly weapon enhancement. Count 2 is ordered to run concurrent to count 1. On count 3, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 2. On count 4, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 3. On count 5, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 4. On count 6, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 5. On count 7, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, and that's ordered to run concurrent to count 6. On count 8, you're going to be sentenced to 28 to 72 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 7. On count 9, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, plus a consecutive 72 to 180 months for the deadly weapon enhancement. That is ordered to run concurrent to count 8. You have 555 days credit for time served. That is a total aggregate sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole up to 22 years of good service. Thank you. Mr. Guerrero, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, you're going to be adjudicated guilty on count 1, conspiracy to commit murder. Count 2, first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon. Count 3, first-degree arson. Count 4, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 5, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 6, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 7, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 8, conspiracy to commit robbery. Count 9, robbery with use of a deadly weapon. In addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, the $150 DNA testing fee, the $3 DNA assessment fee, you're going to be ordered to pay $2,125 in extradition fees. You're also going to be ordered to pay $5,000 in restitution to victims of crime, and that's going to be ordered jointly and separately with the co-defendant. On count 1, you're going to be sentenced to 48 to 120 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. On count 2, you're going to be sentenced to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 20 years has been served, plus a consecutive 24 to 60 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for the deadly weapon enhancement. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 1. Count 3, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 2. Count 4, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 3. Count 5, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 4. Count 6, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 5. Count 7, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 6. Count 8, you're going to be sentenced to 28 to 72 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 7. Count 9, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, plus a consecutive 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for the deadly weapon enhancement. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 8. You have 555 days credit for time served. That is a total aggregate sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole up to 22 years has been served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mayor, with regards to Ms. Halseth, she's asking the court if the court can accept the letter that she wrote out.
Yes, if you could approach Mr. Sample, your left side, copy the letter. All right, thank you. All right, thank you guys. That is not the conclusion of the calendar. I do have another case, which is yours.
Oh, okay.
Lopez?
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right, so that's the conclusion of that. Let me call Lopez. 7, C196677, State Nevada versus Ricardo Lopez. And the record reflects Mr. Lopez is not present. He's in custody of the Nevada Department of Corrections. I know your first name.
It's Caitlin
Ms. McGamus is here on his behalf. I do not want to call your first name. Ms. Weatherly is here on behalf of the state. All right, this is not for a pretrial conference, but the defense has filed a motion to vacate the penalty trial due to a temporary jurisdictional issue. I did get an opportunity to read the motion. Ms. Weatherly, what's the state's thing?
So Ms. McGamus can correct me if I'm wrong. I think we were in that status, but I believe the federal court now has extended the jurisdiction of this court until August of 23. Is that right?
The court extended the original extension, but I think another one is pending and should extend it through maybe November 7th. Ms. Rasmussen suggested that we keep our October, at least the 7th date, because we should have an additional update that would give us the ability to then file or argue our motion to continue. And we